Hello, this is Mr. Willis again, and I want to give you a brief tour and introduction for Google Earth, a very cool program with a lot to explore. First thing I want you to notice is I have just opened up Google Earth, and you're normally going to get a white box like what you're seeing here that has some sort of a tip, and it's something you really don't need to worry about. And in fact, you can do me a favor by just unchecking this Show Tips at Startup box and hitting close. That way in the future when you open Google Earth on your particular computer, that won't show up. Alright, so here we are. We are looking at the Earth, and there's a number of ways to explore. One way is just by using the mouse. If I click and drag at any point, I can turn the Earth as if it were a big globe. I have my wheel on my mouse button. As I roll that forward or roll it back, it acts as a zoom in and zoom out. There's also some other controls up here where I can actually move in almost more of a 3D kind of manner if I don't want to look straight down at the Earth, but I want to look at it at more of an angle and do some kind of cool stuff there. Another thing that I find very, very useful is if there's a certain place you're wanting to find. For example, GCMS Elementary School. There is a search box up here, and this is a kind of a Google powered search, and so you'll notice that as soon as I started to type in GCMS, you're seeing the three school buildings pop up here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on GCMS Elementary School, hit search, and it's actually going to fly me right into GCMS Elementary. So you can see we're flying into Central Illinois, we're flying down to Gibson City, and there we are. There's the track, the football field, here's the high school, here's the elementary school, and if you want to get really crazy, right down here is the computer lab where I am sitting right now as I record this. Weird. Alright, so there's a basic way of how you can navigate. Anywhere, pretty much anywhere on Earth we're going to go, you can be there. One final thing to check before we leave the Earth is the layers. There's a thing over here called layers, and this allows you to see a lot of different things. So like if I check roads, do you see how those lines appeared? That's actually going to mark any roads. There's weather. I could actually see, cloud cover, radar, like if it's raining somewhere. The gallery has a lot of pictures and things that you can see. Maybe not quite as many for a smaller town like Gibson City, but if I was in a big city, you'd see a lot of stuff. The thing you want to be careful about with these is all of these items over here use memory. And so if you have every single item checked, especially if, let's leave Gibson City and go somewhere like Chicago, it's going to take a very long time for it to load up that particular city or that location if you have a whole bunch of these checked. Not only that, but you can start to see how much stuff is kind of cluttering up my screen here, all these little icons and stuff. If I were to add some more of them, you'll see there's so much stuff, it's almost impossible. And you can see by these little bars turning here that stuff is trying to load, but it can't. And so I recommend a lot of times unchecking a lot of these and only checking the ones that you really need. And I'll usually tell you when you're in class which ones you really need. Alright, so that's the Earth, but Google Earth really isn't just about the Earth. It also takes you into space. You see this little icon up here that kind of looks like a planet with a ring around it? I'm going to click on that, and we can also head into the sky, to Mars, or to the moon. And I'll head into the sky. Now when you're in the sky, or Mars, or moon, this is where I think the layers really, really become helpful. Because when you're looking at the Earth, you can kind of recognize, yeah, I know what North America or South America looks like, and I can kind of find them and zoom in and find stuff. When you're looking at the entire sky, if I just start kind of moving around here, there is so much stuff. It's really easy to get lost. And so I like to drop down this sky database, and any of these little white arrows that you're seeing next to the different items, whenever I hit those are going to give me different things to look at. So for example, if I hit the one by our solar system, it's showing me all the planets. And let's say I want to visit Jupiter. I'll double click Jupiter, and it's going to fly me right into Jupiter. Or if I do the backyard astronomy, This is kind of cool because this is a lot of things that astronomers have found, and so I could click on constellations, and it's going to start flying me to some of the main constellations that we can see in the sky. This Messier catalog has a lot of cool things that you can find, like a lot of galaxies and cool things like that. Another thing that I find useful is when you do find something in sky, if you click on one of these items that gives you a pop-up that can teach you more, it also has a lot of links. So like if I visit one of these galaxies, each of these links to a whole bunch of other galaxies and cool things that I can look at. So there's tons of stuff to explore. I'm barely scratching the surface here, but I hope you've seen a little bit about how you can kind of fly in, move around, find different things in Google Earth, Google Sky, Google Mars, and Google Moon.